Well, I guess that is my Simpsons couch gag, because it's like, all right, now what will I do this time in response to that? There's probably one I haven't done yet, so here we go. I know that early on when I was doing stand-up, I said that I noticed the bumper stickers and shirts that spoke about don't mess with Texas. Well, there was a distant relative of mine, I remember when I was very young, that decided to change it up a little. So they switched around a couple letters and made it don't mess with taxes. And it's like, all right, now how is that possible? Because of course, as the saying goes, the two certainties in life are dying and paying taxes. But it still makes you think. I guess there are tax evaders out there. So there we go, my couch gag. All right. Well, this was an eventful weekend, but even though it was busy, I didn't mind that at all. I did some things that were high on my list, so yay for that. It meant doing a day trip to my native Iowa after I found out that they had Charlie Brown and corn mazes across America, and two of them were in that state. And I liked getting plenty of pictures there, and I'm trying to think of the most notable thing being there. Oh yes, in the corn maze there was one kid that said corn when he found some, and it's like it's everywhere. It's not a big deal to see it. That's why it's called a corn maze.
Yeah.
And of course, I liked how they had a pumpkin farm there because of the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown theme. They had things about that as well. So it was all around. And I also like seeing, I'd have to ask my dad about what that farming equipment, because I wasn't a farm kid, he was. But there was one big slide there that I think was an old John Deere combine. It's like, good, they're reusing instead of just selling it for scrap. Good idea. I also like high school football because I was equipment manager of my high school's team, so I found a game to attend after that was done. And it was a bit weird about going about getting food and drink there. I wanted to get a chicken sandwich, but they said, no, we're out of them, all right. So I chose bratwurst. And then when my order came back, I said, that's just a bun. And they said, go behind you to the grill and get the bratwurst. It's like, okay, I thought they were trying to stiff me, but no, they weren't. And then later on, I got a Baby Ruth candy bar, no big deal. But the change was 50 cents. And they gave me a $50 coin, not expecting that. And it's like, all right, I have some, but I don't use them because they're so rare. So I guess it'll be just put it, my coin out eventually. I don't know what else to do with it, except I already had a $50 coin from the year they gave me. All right. Oh, and then the next thing I did, I found stage time at a karaoke bar. And that's all right, but sometimes I just get annoyed with some of the people I meet there. That is true with other places in life, unfortunately. Where at first it was kind of nice to talk to an older woman, but then she would ask me things like, is that 6-point beer? I don't know. It's a bottle of Grain Belt. And I don't know the difference between 3.2 and 6 and 8-point beer or whatever they call it. And then she later admitted that she doesn't drink beer that much. She doesn't like beer. So I don't know why she was even asking me. It reminds me of a college roommate who was a know-it-all. And it's like, yeah, nobody likes a know-it-all because there's usually something that they don't know. Trying to act smarter than they really are. But I did like the song selection that I did, and I should because I was the one selecting it. It was Break My Stride by Matt Wilder. It helps to find songs I can sing with passion and that are relatable. And in that case, yes, the lyrics sure were about got to keep on moving, where I'm always in a rush to get somewhere. So there we go. And what else was notable about the karaoke bar? I think that was about it on that one. All right. I made it back to do some acting in a haunted house, and that's always cool to do because it's kind of nice to be somebody else for a while. I guess that's why they call it actor, where I'm getting costume and getting character, and people don't know me, and I don't know them, and it works out just fine, being convincing in the role. But it's always priceless, some of the things I hear from customers, where I'm getting a character and saying, "What are you doing here?" Or "So nice you can join us." And for the former one, somebody actually would say to me, "I came to see you." And I said, "Well, I'm not used to hearing that." Kind of breaking character. And she said, "Well, I guess the other ladies just haven't seen your charm like I have." And I started uncontrollably laughing, so I guess I was probably breaking character on that one. And it's like, okay, I'm done. I have to go back and try and scare people. And I know some people said, "You're all being creepy to us." It's like, well, I guess we're doing our job then because it's a haunted house. I ended up getting staged on another event I did. I remember the Loft Literary Center in Minneapolis, taking writing classes there. And it was a member event that they just did last week about teen angst. And you could put in a 6-word pitch and then see if it would get chosen. And mine was. It was these 6 words: prom rejection, met twins, their birthday. And I like how I wrote it pretty well, so maybe it didn't surprise me that much that it was picked. Only one was going to get picked, so maybe that's why I was surprised. Because he had to be really good. And I guess there's nothing wrong with being good. And I really like telling the story because all too often before then, I would get angry telling it. It's like, wait a minute, advice columnists have said rejection is part of the human experience. It makes us thankful when things work out. But a lot of that was new to me because I was hiding behind the cloak of degradation. It was called absent self-esteem, and I just did not date in high school. So I just got tired of getting turned down and then would make half-hearted attempts and then say, "See, I'm not good at it." But it was kind of nice. I got introduced to somebody that night, and it sounded like her date crashed and burned. So it's like, oh, I guess like the Billy Joel song Piano Man, we're sharing a drink that's called loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. So there you go. And I guess that's my time, so thank you, you've been great.